The millionaire's mansion was filled with luxury, but also with sleepless nights and screaming twins. No nanny could last a day, until a quiet black woman walked in and did something no one believed was possible. What she did will leave you speechless. Watch till the end. In the heart of New York City, millionaire businessman Richard Beaumont was living a life most people only dream of. He owned penthouses, luxury cars, and had staff at his beck and call. But behind the golden walls of his mansion was a growing problem no money could fix. His twin children, Ava and Aiden, hadn't slept properly in almost a week. Every night, they would scream, cry, and toss in their designer cribs. Dozens of doctors were consulted, expensive sleep therapists hired, but nothing worked. The nannies kept quitting, unable to handle the emotional strain. The house, once echoing with wealth, was now filled with frustration and exhaustion. Richard's wife, Melissa, had begun to break down, sobbing in silence. Nothing seemed to help, and they were running out of options. Every morning, dark circles deepened under Richard and Melissa's eyes. Their children were growing more irritable and fragile by the hour. The family chef could barely cook a proper meal without the twins' cries shaking the chandeliers. Security guards whispered about quitting, and staff avoided the nursery altogether. Then came the interviews again. Dozens of applicants walked in and out, offering promises they couldn't keep. One by one, they left defeated. Finally, one rainy afternoon, a quiet, middle-aged black woman named Miss Loretta stepped into the room. Her calm voice and warm smile stood out immediately. "I don't promise magic," she said softly, "but I do bring peace." With nothing to lose, the desperate parents hired her on the spot. Miss Loretta moved in that evening. Her first act wasn't with the children, it was with the staff. She calmly lit lavender incense in the hallway and turned off the blaring nursery monitors. Then she entered the twins' room, not with gadgets, but with an old wooden rocking chair and a small book. Ava and Aiden stared at her with cautious eyes, but something about her presence made them pause. She hummed a tune, soft, old, and rich like a lullaby from generations past. She didn't force them to sleep. Instead, she told them a story about stars and clouds and quiet rivers. For the first time in days, the crying stopped. The twins watched wide-eyed but calm. As the parents watched on camera, they couldn't believe their eyes. Their babies weren't screaming, they were listening. Miss Loretta kept rocking gently, speaking in a tone neither too cheerful nor too dull. It felt like she understood the rhythm of the children's souls. Within the hour, Ava's eyes began to droop, and Aiden clutched a small blanket and yawned. Melissa gasped, covering her mouth. Richard, ever the skeptic, leaned closer to the monitor, stunned. Then, like a miracle, the twins drifted off, together, peacefully. The silence in the house felt unreal. Everyone froze. Could this really be happening? For the first time in over a week, Richard and Melissa slept through the night. The next morning, Miss Loretta was already up, baking cinnamon rolls with the cook. She greeted everyone by name, smiling like she'd known them forever. The twins woke up refreshed, not crying but giggling. They crawled to her lap as if they'd always known her. Staff members watched in awe, whispering that she must be an angel in disguise. But Loretta simply said, "Children don't just need care. They need connection." She sang while folding laundry, danced while preparing bottles, and somehow news of the miracle nanny spread among the elite. Richard's business friends asked for her contact, but Loretta politely declined. "I go where I'm needed, not where I'm wanted," she said. Melissa asked her to stay permanently, even offered triple pay. But Loretta shook her head gently. These children just needed someone to listen with their heart, not their ears, she said. Before she left, she taught the parents her secret: love without rush, rhythm without rules, and presence without pressure. Ava and Aiden held her hands, not wanting to let go. It was the hardest goodbye. After Loretta left, the children never went sleepless again. Her presence lingered in the air like the scent of her herbal tea. The nursery, once chaotic, became a sanctuary. Richard started coming home early. Melissa began reading stories each night, using the same voice Loretta had taught her. The home, once cold with marble and money, now felt alive. Their children were thriving, sleeping through the night, smiling more each day. Richard even canceled a few business meetings just to rock them to sleep. Life had changed, not because of wealth, but because of one woman's wisdom. Months later, Richard launched a foundation in Loretta's name to train caretakers in emotional bonding. He admitted in a press conference that money failed him, but heart saved him. Melissa wrote a children's book inspired by Loretta's bedtime stories. It became a bestseller. Ava and Aiden grew up remembering a lady with warm hands and songs like Wind Through Trees. Though she had vanished quietly, she had planted seeds that grew into a forest of peace. And for once, their mansion didn't echo with silence. It echoed with joy. Nobody knew where Miss Loretta went. Some said she moved to a small town. Others believed she was helping another family in need. But every now and then, someone would tell a story about a woman with a calming presence and lullabies that healed hearts. Loretta had no social media, no website, and no fame. Just stories whispered from one tired parent to another. And each one ended the same way. She didn't do anything fancy. She just did something unbelievable. To this day, Richard still keeps the old wooden rocking chair in the nursery. It reminds him of the night everything changed, not through money or medicine, but through quiet care. Loretta had taught them that healing isn't loud. It's soft, slow, and deeply human. The twins, now older, often tell others, "We had a guardian angel once. She wore slippers, made tea, and helped us sleep." And that, perhaps, was the most unbelievable thing of all. Because in a world chasing speed, she brought stillness, and that stillness changed everything.